I'm Brooke.
I'm Ryan.
And we decided to channel our energy while trapped in quarantine to give you the definitive ranking of the Kingdom Hearts worlds. A list that you probably never asked for.
But you need. Maybe.
Full disclosure, we know nothing about games.
But we are experts in Kingdom Hearts. Sort of. World by world, we're going to make you fall in love with the game again.
And also with us.
Maybe. So let's escape into the beautiful Disney worlds of Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts.
A podcast.
A podcast.
Okay, I just want to get this on record. I'd like you to set a goal of one account you would like to follow Kingdom Hearts _pod by the end of 2020.
By the end of 2020?
Yeah.
I think I want Kingdom Hearts to follow us.
Okay, that's a good one.
What about you?
Lucky Koopo.
Lucky Koopo, if you're listening, we're big fans of your work.
We want to meet you in person at a hotel.
Ryan.
Sorry. Brooke,
Ryan.
How are you this week?
Honestly, I'm okay. I tweaked my shoulder in my sleep. And so I've had a very small range of motion.
I hear it in your voice.
Yeah, I'm in a lot of pain. But I've been playing a lot of Kingdom Hearts because of that. Because I was like getting ready to work out, and then I woke up. I literally woke up at 5:30 to walk the dog yesterday, and fuck him for waking up so early. But then we went back to sleep, and by the time I woke up again at 7:30, I couldn't move. And then I got acupuncture and I got cupped, and now I'm and then I was just I've been sort of couch ridden, which sucks in a quarantine. But I've been playing a lot of Kingdom Hearts. I'm doing it quite well, actually. I'm in towards the end of the game. I'm doing a lot of grinding.
I don't know how you did it, because the last we sort of chatted. The last we sort of chatted, you were done with Halloween Town and you were done with Halloween Town at Atlantica, and now you're just finding all the Trinities, getting all the puppies.
I've gotten all the Trinities, and I have one chest of Dalmatians left to get. And I know exactly where they are, and I think I know how to get them. And so I'm trying to go, and I'm gonna go fight Kurt Zisa. What's his name? Is that it?
Yes, our friend Kurt Zisa.
Have you heard from Kurt Zisa?
Kurt has not even read my message, so I'm not going to take it personally.
But I think I'm going to go fight him, and I'm going to go fight, I want to do the secret bosses.
So the Phantom.
Okay, the Phantom is really... So I went to Neverland because you had texted me. Well, Ryan, before I dig in, because, obviously I'm going to talk about this later. Do you want to talk about how you feel about the guide?
Oh, yeah. So I guess, my big news is Brooke's not allowed to use IGN or any Kingdom Hearts cheats, but I don't know why I'm off the hook, but apparently I'm off the hook for it. And one night I had a bit too much wine and looked up the guide. It was $10, including shipping. So I said, do you know what? I want the nostalgic paperback guide that I had. I kind of want
it too.
It's really great. The highlight for me, and I don't want to be a broken record here, is seeing the original colors of the Heartless. Also need to bring up the fact that I have found a petition to re-release Kingdom Hearts Final Mix with an option to turn the Heartless colors back to the original. And it has less than 10 signatures, but it will be in the link to this if you would like to participate and get those beautiful colors back. Should we jump into what we're about to talk about?
I bought it, yeah.
You bought it?
I did. It'll be here on Friday.
Oh.
But I'm not going to look at it until after I beat the game. So wait, before we jump in, I do have a question for you, the game master of my playthrough. So once I've beaten the game, may I go into the guide, and can my second level challenge, because I'm gonna wait to start 2, I think, until we've talked all the way through 1. Can I like do all the side quests per the guide that like we didn't know about and like try to complete the game like an absolute full?
Let me think. Absolutely. Yeah, please go ahead. Yes, it doesn't matter.
And then
This is
my
also arbitrary that we're even making you not look at the guide, but I feel like it's a personal challenge that you're enjoying.
well, I've been pleasantly surprised with how I've been playing, especially on expert mode. Let's conquer that whale another time, and in fact, get eaten by a giant whale right now.
Num 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 num. Let's dive into the world of Monstro.
First impressions of like what my first question for you is like what I'm surprised actually we haven't asked this question yet, but going into this playthrough, like were you excited about Monstro? Like how are your feelings like pre revisiting Monstro?
Okay, so before I went to Monstro, I decided to go back and use the Green Trinity, right, to unlock the Kupo room, the Lucky Kupo synthesis shop.
Yep.
And when you're in the accessory shop, Pinnochio is there with just holding a potion.
Really?
And so Jiminy Cricket kind of notices him. He's like, Pinnoch, what are you doing here? And Pinocchio's like, it's not clear what he's actually doing there. There's a lot of like his nose growing and him giving unclear answers that I'm not sure if he's lying or just being unclear. I don't know. Anyway.
Well, if his nose is growing, he's lying. That is the canon Pinocchio.
Yeah, but also like lies are so tricky now. Like sometimes you can be intentionally vague, you can be misleading, you can conceal the truth. Like would his nose grow for all of those? Anyway, I'm
gonna just stop you right there. I don't think that nuance exists in the Pinocchio universe. I love where your head's at. I love where your head is at, and I think that it does like tell us a lot about who you are. But I don't think that those tiny little distinctions count via the nose, the blue fairy magic. But please go.
Okay, thank you. Well, when Christopher Nolan redirects the Pinocchio franchise, I think we'll dive into maybe some of those, more nuanced things.
Matthew McConaughey as Geppetto. Let's go.
When is the last time you've seen Pinocchio?
I was just trying to think about it. I think I've maybe only seen it once in my childhood because I recall it being very scary to me. I know like the vague story of it. I know like he is a wooden boy. The blue fairy helps sad little Geppetto. Pinocchio gets kidnapped by something, and then like again there are he gets turned into a donkey. Like that's a very weird, like dark, rapey Oliver Twist area. And then I'm assuming that the whale then eats them somehow and they're reunited. Like truly most of my context for it is this. So thank you so much.
That was, first of all, gorgeous. Yeah. So I feel like that's pretty much spot on. And that's about where I was with my Pinocchio recollection. But before Monstro, I decided to rewatch Pinocchio.
Oh my God, that's a fun bit.
It was very illuminating.
Talk to me.
Okay, I'm going to say something. It may not be popular, but...
You're attracted to Pinocchio.
No. No, it's not that kind of... No, that's not what I'm saying. But Pinocchio has strong pedophile vibes. Not Pinocchio, but the movie. It's a bunch of grown-ass men fighting over a little puppet wooden Twinkie boy. Maybe not Twinkie because he's a child, but like that's not, but it's like there are all these older men. So like Geppetto, who makes all these creepy ass clocks and shit, like is clearly lonely, and he has this puppet that he wants to be a real boy. Why, I don't know. He's probably very lonely. So then the blue fairy makes him a real boy. Then he lets him sleep in his bed. And then he sends him off to school, like not explaining, that he's a live puppet and he might face some, I don't know, weird looks, discrimination. So then he gets kidnapped by a fox and a cat. And then they take him to Stromboli, who's this big Italian daddy with like a big belly and a big beard and giant lips, and his ass is swinging all over the place. And he like makes him perform Pinocchio, and then he locks him in a cage and like yells at him in a very like, I don't know. So then the fox and the cat get him again, and there's this coach master who looks exactly like Trump, who basically pay them a lot of money to get this wooden puppet boy to go to the island where, as you said correctly, he'll be turned into a donkey. But I'm kind of like, why would you waste, you just get a normal boy that's not a talking freaking puppet. The only person that should covet Pinocchio is Stromboli, who is a literal puppet theater owner. It's the only person who should be coveting Pinocchio. And it's just all these grown-ass men and animals fighting over this little puppet boy. It's very unusual. And then also Jiminy Cricket, lest we forget, did not always have a nice top hat and coattails. He was homeless. He was a hobo. And
Really?
he wanders into Geppetto's house. He breaks and enters Geppetto's house. And then the blue fairy like gives him a bunch of new clothes and tells him that he's this puppet's conscience. Very strange film.
Wow. Oh, can I tell you something about Jiminy Cricket?
Yeah, please.
So my best friend Lily, we were playing Heads Up and we played Disney Heads Up, and I had the phone, and Jiminy Cricket was up there, and she was like giving me clues, and she was like, he's a frog, I think. And I was like, and I was like, his name is Jiminy Cricket. He's a cricket. And she was like, I'm pretty sure he's a frog. And I was like, it is very plainly laid out for you that he's a cricket. And it is to this day like one of the funniest things I've ever heard.
What's in a name? What's in a name? That is so funny. I mean, he's ambiguous at best. Like, what makes him a cricket? I don't know.
His name.
Yes, his name. Yes, true. I'm on your side here. Sorry, Lily.
Yeah, it's a weird movie. I would say that the two movies that you've decided to watch, being Alice in Wonderland and Pinocchio, are like weirder choices, but I guess oft underwatched films.
Yeah, I just want a little refresher of what the source material was.
Maybe I'll watch Pinocchio.
Yeah, good luck. Good luck to you. Anyway, any cricket. So going into Monstro, what was your state of mind?
I was dreading it. I was like, I know that there is it's a labyrinth. There are lots of it's just like a maze. I just said the same thing twice. It's confusing. It's frustrating. I don't like the acid monster. It's a little too real for my stomach as we hit almost 30. I'm just like, Monstro hits a little close to home. I was excited because I was like, yes, someone else wants to take down the gummy ship. Like, if I could take down the gummy ship, I would. I do think, and yeah, so I was dreading it. But I will say I was pleasantly surprised with my enjoyment of it.
Okay.
I would say akin to Tarzan, it is a very important plot world because obviously there's no villain to be fought. But we do get to see Riku sort of leaning heavily into darkness. He's sort of following Pinocchio, or Pinocchio's sort of following him around. Geppetto, there's no save point for you to sort of find, but once you have high jump and glide, it's a much more I enjoy revisiting Monstro more than I enjoy playing through it the first time. I find the acid monster to be bizarrely hard. Yeah.
I really feel you on the acid reflux thing.
Yeah, someone get that whale of Zantac, Kingdom Hearts, yeah. Kingdom Hearts, sponsored by Zantac.
Do you have a parasite cage living inside your stomach? Then you need Zantac. Brought to you by Kingdom Hearts.
Use code KHKH. So yeah, that's my lukewarm take on Monstro.
Yeah, I feel very similarly because I was enticed by remembering. I was just impressed by how they're threading it through. So they're threading the worlds into other worlds. Pinocchio's in Traverse Town, and then you get eaten by this whale. I was slightly enchanted by that, and so I was a little bit more game. I'm like, they've whet my palate for this world. And something I didn't realize about Monstro, because you've mentioned the plot is really integrated with Riku's story, and Maleficent shows up in the innards of this whale, which seems beneath her, but anytime Maleficent shows up, I'm leaning in. The brevity of the world. It doesn't waste your time It feels like an appetizer of a world. And I got it done a lot quicker than I thought I would,
Me
which
too.
I appreciated. And once you realize that there are really only 6 chambers inside the whale, and I knew I was trying to get to like 4 or 5 or 6, I couldn't really remember. I started to kind of figure my way out. And the first iteration of the parasite cage, need to point out, sorry, the room, all purples and blues, and the original parasite cage, purples and blues, so it kind of matched the room, and I thought it looked really nice. But then final mix, they decided to make it, orange and green, which clashes, but not that I care. Didn't keep me from beating it. But I think it's nice that you can fight with Riku. There's that sort of fight, like, are you game to take this thing down? And then you get to fight with him, but he's not really in your party. You just get to watch him fight. So that's kind of fun. And then that's a pretty easy boss fight. And then it kind of escapes through for lack of a better word, sphincter. You jump into the sphincter and then it fills up with water. I don't know what's going on anatomically with Monstro, but yeah. And then basically you go back and Geppetto gives you high jump. You go pretty much straight to the second boss fight because you go into that one room where you fight the Heartless and jump on the little gut lily pads up to the very hard boss battle, which I want to talk about more in depth. And then you're pretty much done. So it's quick. It doesn't waste your time. And none of the creepy characters from Pinocchio are in it, except for Geppetto.
No. Yeah, no. There's no room for them here. The only one we have. I wish there was, I know that there's like a taste of confrontation, but I feel like Jiminy Cricket, he's in our pocket this whole game. I'm like, we don't really get to see him very much. Like, what's he up to in there, Is he, honestly, do we think that Jiminy Cricket is in our pocket, or do we think that he's on the gummy ship with Chip and Dale? Like, where do you think Jiminy Cricket is throughout the play of the game?
Well, Chip and Dale are technically still at headquarters at Disney Castle, right? They don't come with us.
Yes, you're correct. You're actually correct. I'm so sorry. I
No,
just
that's
see
fine.
their little faces pop up and they're like, there's a new tournament available at the Olympus Coliseum. And you're like, thanks, boys.
They're kind of radioing in. The Jiminy Cricket question is great, like, because I don't really see him, like, he's not coming to Atlantica with us.
Yeah, he is.
I mean, he'd be dead if he was in our pockets. If he was in,
I don't know.
I mean, okay, Sora has ginormous pockets, so he would be fine in pretty much every other world. But he's not coming out of the sea, or else he's become like a plankton or something, or a frog.
Maybe he has become a plankton or a frog. This is his chance.
This is
Lily.
Lily's vindicated. Maybe he's in Goofy's shell. I like to think he's in the gummy ship writing the journal.
Okay, I'll take it.
But otherwise, I shudder to imagine him in those hot pockets.
Hot Pockets.
Sponsored by Hot Pockets.
Pizza goo inside a flaky crust. Looking to get acid reflux? Eat a Hot Pocket.
Our two sponsors directly correlate to each other.
Yeah,
they
weave.
I
was gonna say they weave together more coherently than the through line of all the series of Kingdom Hearts.
Well done.
Thank you. Speaking of acid reflux, wait. Okay, so Jiminy's in the cricket cage, the gummy ship, writing the journal, which I will say.
Cage. That's what I'm gonna call my gummy ship from now on, the cricket cage, because Jiminy can't leave. It's like you stay in this cricket cage. You're not allowed to go.
Work.
Yeah, you can't go meet up with other, cricket thoughts.
I'm pretty sure
world.
he jumps out of our pocket, your pocket, the pocket, when he sees Pinocchio. Can you, because I certainly couldn't, the theme song for Monstro. I think I'm thinking of the Nightmare Before Christmas one in my head right now.
Let's hear you go. Let's see if you're right.
No, it's definitely.
Did I count you in?
So sure, I'm nervous. Imagine well, okay, let's see. It's definitely a synthesizer in my head. Okay, count me in.
All right, a 5, 6, 7, 8.
Do. Nope, I don't even know what that is, but it's like do. Oh no, I'm out. This is not my lane. I have stage fright
by the end.
I have stage fright.
I think you'll have Hollow Bastion down.
I love Hollow Bastion. Okay.
Do you want to hear it?
I do.
All right. Okay. This is the official Monstro music.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Ferravetto, ferravetto,
Yes!
ferravetto, ferravetto,
Okay. I was definitely thinking of Halloween Town, but also Ferivetto. Should we unpack that?
I think that's a spell from the second Harry Potter movie that Professor McGonagall casts to turn a rat into a goblet or something. And whenever I hear the music, I always just hear Ferivetto.
Ferivetto, 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 Ferivetto. Yeah, now I hear it.
Monstro, the opera.
Monstro. Okay.
Honestly, Stromboli would be a great boss.
Yeah, why aren't we in Donkey World?
Well, Prankster's Paradise in Dream Drop Distance.
I certainly I couldn't get past. I could not understand the mechanics of that game, so I will try again for the sake of this podcast. But it was not.
Can I just give you something I learned today? I was on the Disney wiki. Don't ask me why. And I was just on Ursula's page. Don't ask me why. Maybe because I'm Atlantica right now. And they were talking about different, places she's represented in film, in cartoons, in video games. And I was looking through. I was like, oh yeah, Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 2, Chain of Memories. And then I was like, Dream Drop Distance. And so apparently, Dream Drop Distance starts out with Riku and Sora on a raft, going out from Destiny Islands, and
they fight Ursula.
What is Ursula doing in the middle of the ocean right by Destiny Islands?
Well, I'm going to tell you, it's a dream.
Oh, it's a dream?
Yeah.
The whole thing's a dream?
Dream Drop Distance is weird, dude.
Is it all a dream?
Have you tried to play it yet?
No, I don't know how.
It's on the story so far. It's in the like the 2.8 one. We'll get there.
It's not on PS3, which is what I have.
Really? But it's in the Birth by Sleep package, isn't it?
No, for 3, the Birth by Sleep package comes with 2 Birth by Sleep and something else. I'm going to go grab my games. One sec. So, talk about Monstro.
What is there to say? It's a similar aesthetic to Wonderland in that it's like boxy rooms into boxy rooms. But I do think that Wonderland could have afforded to like take some of the color palettes from Monstro. Like it makes more sense for like the color palette of the like Lotus Forest to be the color palette of Monstro because we're inside of a whale. So like the Technicolor like acid trippy like coloring like makes less sense here than it would in Wonderland. So I sort of wish the color palettes had been switched.
Yeah, that would have brightened up Wonderland a little bit.
Well, I'm just saying like we're in a fucking whale. Like it's going to be more brown and more Lotus Forest colored than the Lotus Forest, which is probably more acidy rainbow.
I wish each of the rooms was like when you're in Magic School Bus and like now we're in the liver and everything's like liver themed, or like now we're in the heart. Like it could have been.
I wish we had like gotten to see the anatomy of the whale a little bit more.
Yeah, like it feels like a bit of a cop out. That's not what the inside of a whale looks like.
Definitely not.
Phoenix.
There's so much wood inside of him,
I'm holding my games, and
talk to me.
1.5 remix is Kingdom Hearts Final Mix, Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, Kingdom Hearts Chain of Memories, Kingdom Hearts 358/2 days. Okay.
Which I'm going to watch the movie.
2.5, which is Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix, Kingdom Hearts Birth by Sleep Final Mix, which we love. And then Kingdom Hearts Recoded, which I believe...
Which is another movie.
Interesting. Okay, so maybe we'll watch it. Maybe we won't. Maybe if listeners pay us to watch it, we'll watch it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, bribe us.
Venmo.
Yes, Venmo. I kind of want to watch it just because...
I kind of want to watch it too. That's always a plot. That's like the Roxas plot is one I'm always like... Huh? So
yeah, who's Scion? I don't know who she is, and people keep referencing her or dressing up as her on our Instagram feed. I don't know who she is, what she wants, so maybe we have to watch it.
This is actually a question that I'm putting out into the universe. So Roxas is Sora's nobody, right?
Yeah.
Axel is not Riku's nobody.
Apparently not, which makes no sense.
And then I think that Xion, or whatever, however you pronounce it, is maybe Kairi's nobody, but isn't Naminé Kairi's nobody?
Yeah.
So I am confused.
I'm very confused. And I think it's meant to be that way because Riku never becomes a Heartless. Does Kairi ever become a Heartless?
No. Oh,
then why does she have a nobody?
Maybe she doesn't. Maybe Sora only has a nobody because of that's my favorite part of the game. when he becomes heartless.
And Donald bonks him on the head.
I love running around Hollow Bastion as a heartless.
Okay, let's cut the shit. It's time to rate Monstro for the ages.
Okay.
Brooke, what are you thinking?
I'm going to give it a solid 5. I think that it's a little confusing. I think that it loses points for anatomical incorrectness. I think that I wanted I don't like the parasite cage as a boss. And I think that it's just I don't like the enter this hole to go into this hole to go into this hole to trigger a cutscene. You know, I feel like that. And I just feel like I spend a lot of time wandering, and I wish I had a map.
Maps come in handy, yeah. That it would have been a good world in 2, but instead they gave it to us in 1. Okay, this is the first time I'm giving a world a lower rating than you.
Oh.
So I was hovering between a 4 and a 5. And I was trying to decide which way I should go. And I thought, is like, it's short, and I appreciate that, but I'm like, should something being short be a good thing that I'm kind of glad it's over? I don't know. I mean, I was impressed with the nuances of the plot. The Riku Sora story heats up a little bit, but I felt like the rooms of the whale are kind of a cop-out. The music, Feraverto, is it catchy? Maybe a little bit, but I don't know. I like getting high jump, but you don't get it till the end. So I'm going to give it a 4.
Wow. Yeah. You know what I'm finding as I'm ranking these? I don't want to hurt their feelings.
Oh, come on. You've been very willing to disparage Traverse Town 1. You gave it a 4.
Ryan.
Brooke.
I know we talked about this because we texted about it, but I'm very excited to report to the world that Donald and Goofy are both Geminis, like me. And Sora, according to the internet, is an Aries, like Ryan. So because Geminis have the twins, it makes sense that I am 2 and you are 1. And that all of our hearts really are connected.
Destiny Islands. That Paupu we shared has grown fruits in many ways.
Nice.
Lame AF. Okay, yes. Well, that wraps up this week's world. Thanks for listening.
Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe. If you're looking to connect our heart, follow us on Instagram at KingdomHearts_pod. And if you want to enter the realm of darkness that is our lives, follow us. I'm at Brooke Wiseman.
And I'm at Rye Bernstein. See you next week with another Kingdom Hearts Worlds and Kingdom Hearts ratings.
Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts.
The podcast.